So the New Zealand Herald today ran an article as part of a month-long campaign to raise awareness of domestic violence in New Zealand and the disgusting domestic violence stats in this country, except they started with a major misstep. You see, today they published an article by broadcaster Tony Veitch, which was supposed to be an apology for beating his then-girlfriend Kristin Dunne-Powell in 2006. Except it wasn't really an apology. The article was some of the most self-serving bullshit I have ever read. You see, it's pretty well known within New Zealand that Tony Veitch never has felt any remorse for what he did. Tony Veitch kicked this young lady in the back so hard that it broke her back. He dumped her at a hospital in a wheelchair and ran. He paid her money to keep quiet about what he did, and then when she didn't keep quiet and went to the courts and went to the police about him, he proceeded to plead guilty so he could have 5 other domestic violence charges wiped off his record. And what he got was community service. Not jail time. Nothing that could actually be construed as a proper fucking punishment for breaking your girlfriend's back. Community service. But as I say, Tony's never really shown any remorse or, empathy for Kristin Dunne-Powell or the other girlfriends that apparently he put his grimy little meat hooks on. Last year, something similar happened where Tony opened his mouth and made a joke about domestic violence, which wasn't really fucking funny, and he suffered a shitstorm for it. This article, again, has received a shitstorm because, as I say, it's not Tony apologising, it's not Tony showing remorse. The entire thing is Tony Veitch throughout the whole article going, poor me, poor me, poor me. I made mistakes for the record, kicking your girlfriend in the back and breaking it isn't a fucking mistake. Wearing white after Labor Day is a mistake. Breaking someone's back isn't. But I made a mistake. Oh, this negative thing happened to me. This negative thing happened to me. This negative thing happened to me. I suffered depression after I got found out. I was suicidal. I lost contracts with television channels and radio broadcasters. A bunch of people didn't like me afterwards. I lost friendships. I've slowly had to get back on my feet after 10 years. Pity me, pity me, pity me. Oh, this isn't a pity article. Pity me, pity me, pity me. Not once throughout this fucking abortion of an article did Tony Veitch mention Kristin Dunne-Powell once. He mentioned the case, he never mentioned her by name, he never mentioned her as a focal point of this. The entire article was Tony Veitch complaining about the hardships he's suffered from this. Not at all did he apologise for any of this domestic violence, nor has he. He's never issued a formal apology since 2006. He's never done any sort of awareness work. He's never done anything that could be construed as an appropriate punishment. Tony Veitch essentially got off scot-fucking-free for breaking his girlfriend's back, and obviously hasn't learnt and obviously hasn't developed any remorse for it since. Tony Veitch gives a shit about Tony Veitch first and foremost. Tony Veitch could not give a shit about Kristin Dunne-Powell. Tony Veitch could not give a shit about any of the other girlfriends he's lashed out at. Tony Veitch will continue to use terms like mistake, errors of judgment, and a heat of the moment loss of temper, when it's not a mistake, it's not a loss of temper, and it's not a heat of the moment thing, especially when you assaulted other girlfriends before this. Tony, in the nicest way possible, you're a fucking dickhead. I've never been a fan of yours. I wasn't a fan of yours before this whole case came about. I wasn't a fan afterwards. And all this has proven is you're a narcissistic, arrogant dickhead with an overinflated sense of self-worth. People like Tony Veitch are not the type of people we should be having fronting our anti-domestic violence campaigns. Leave it to people who actually know what the fuck they're talking about and people that will actually put a good face on domestic violence campaigns. And speaking as someone myself with a platform to speak from, as small as it may be, don't beat up your other halves. Don't, talk it out. Go for a walk. Count to 10. Do whatever you have to do. Don't let it come to fisticuffs. Do not put your meat hooks on each other. Do not hit each other, do not beat each other, do not assault each other. We need to do something about the domestic violence numbers in this country, the child abuse numbers in this country. Essentially, New Zealand's got a violence problem and people need to start getting their shit together. Fuck Tony Veitch, and New Zealand, get it together. I'm Damian Skyfire. Till next time.